He puts good people around him. He listens to ideas, and anybody who can say they can go get it done, he's on board.
Is the Heritage Foundation the shadow transition team for the Trump administration, as some reports have said?
I don't want to suggest that we're making any decisions, but we've been working, just as Paul Ryan said, and we've been working for over a year to collect names of thousands of people who could fill an administration. We've been working on policy manuals, what to do with the regulatory agencies. We were setting up, hoping that we could advise this administration. And it's worked out beautifully since the convention. We've had a lot of folks, seasoned veterans like Ed Meese and Ed Fulner, who was my predecessor, working as volunteers in the transition office. But we're not making the decisions. We're just providing the resources, collecting the names, making recommendations. Yep. And that's just the role that Heritage plays.
Do you have a preference for Secretary of State? There's like, the short list became long again. And do you have any, I mean, do you know how that happened? He had four pretty good ones, maybe some people would thought, but then if it was going to be from them, then they expanded it to 8. What was wrong with those 4? Was someone uncomfortable with those 4 and wanted to expand the list?
There's always someone uncomfortable, but they're thinking that as they go through vetting, they're thinking of Senate confirmation.
You have a preference?
As well as, I've got some preferences, but I'm not going to share who they are.
You can't?
But,
no? Can you give us 2? Any that are automatically disqualified? You think Romney should?
I wouldn't disqualify anyone, and that's not my job. But I do think we need someone tough, someone who knows the State Department. We work a lot with American allies around the world, and they need clarity, and they want the U.S. to actually carry a big stick, but speak softly. I mean, it is a philosophy that works. And we've been really vague and weak, and I think it's created a lot of restlessness around the world.
Mm-hmm. So maybe you weren't up yesterday watching, but what Speaker Ryan was talking about is the things to focus on. Is Heritage helping with the regulatory first steps that before you can do anything? There's things you can do regulatory-wise, like after, I think someone described it as the hand is coming off the Bible. Right. They can start happening immediately.
We've got a whole manual. It's called a Mandate for Leadership. The same thing we did for Ronald Reagan.
That's the one I'm talking about, yeah.
It lays out what you can do with regulations, the process that you have to take, what you can do with executive orders, what you have to do through legislation, and what are the priorities in the first 100 or 180 days. And we've been working with members of Congress for over a year to try to focus, because the last thing a new president needs is 100 things to try to do. But it really comes down to repealing Obamacare. The president certainly wants to fund the building of the wall, a good Supreme Court nominee, and then take down the regulations and all the executive orders. And I think businesses are already responding to the thought that a lot of these regulations will stop. If all Trump does is freezes new regulations, I think you're going to see our economy start to grow right away.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.